It has been another intense few days at the Camp Nou construction site. The weather has not been friendly at all. Heavy rain has returned, and conditions have been far from ideal. But despite that, work has not stopped, not even for a moment. And remember this, we are now entering a crucial period. Another match at Camp Nou is just around the corner, and every single hour counts. Every decision, every adjustment, every small detail we see right now plays a role in how ready this stadium truly is. Today's update is especially important because it answers some big questions, particularly about Phase 1C, while also revealing key developments happening right in front of main entrances, major progress with the escalators, and impressive work continuing across the facade, terraces, and VIP areas. We're also going to take a closer look at what these recent developments mean for the overall timeline and what fans can realistically expect in the coming weeks and months. So sit back, relax, and let's break down everything that's happening at Camp Nou right now. Let's start with the topic many of you have been asking about in the comments, Phase 1C. According to the latest updates, Phase 1C is now likely to be granted around mid to late February. And the important thing to understand here is that this delay is not about rejection, it's about readiness. The City Council currently believes that the stadium is still not fully equipped to safely accommodate a crowd of 60,000 fans. And when you look closely at the construction site, that concern becomes easier to understand. At ground level, several areas are still heavily occupied by equipment, materials, and ongoing works. Circulation paths are not yet fully open, and in a real match day scenario, that could create congestion and safety concerns. Think about it from the perspective of emergency services. If 60,000 people need to evacuate quickly, every exit route must be clear, well-lit, and fully accessible. Right now, some of those routes are still partially blocked by construction materials, scaffolding, and temporary barriers. Because of this, the authorities want the workers to further develop certain zones, not structurally, but functionally. They want clearer walkways, better circulation routes, and more open space around the stadium before approving such a large crowd capacity. This is actually a very responsible approach. At this stage of the renovation, safety and crowd management matter more than speed. The good news is that once these areas are improved, Phase 1C approval becomes much more realistic. The club is working closely with city officials to address every single concern that has been raised. Daily meetings are being held, progress reports are being submitted, and adjustments are being made in real time to meet the required standards. Now let's move to one of the most interesting developments we've seen recently, the Gold South area. Workers have been spotted opening trenches in this section, and what makes this particularly fascinating is the timing. Barca is set to play Real Oviedo at Camp Nou this upcoming Sunday, and this work is happening right in front of one of the main entrances. At first glance, this might seem concerning. You might be wondering, why would they start digging just days before a match? Isn't that risky? But in reality, it highlights how adaptable and fast these construction teams are. This is not reckless decision-making. This is calculated efficiency. This type of work is usually related to underground systems, possibly drainage, electrical conduits, or final adjustments to services running beneath the surface. Now let's talk about one of the most satisfying updates we've had in weeks. The escalators at the Grandstand are finally working. As you might remember from previous updates, these escalators had reached a late stage of installation, but electrical works were still ongoing. Power connections, safety systems, and control integration needed to be completed before they could become operational. That work is now done. The escalators are running smoothly, and while a few minor finishing details remain, there is nothing here that should raise any concerns. This is a huge milestone, especially when it comes to accessibility and crowd movement. In the old Camp Nou, vertical movement was always a challenge. Long staircases, narrow ramps, and heavy congestion. Fans would often arrive at their seats tired and frustrated, especially those seated in the upper tiers. It was a real problem on match days, particularly for elderly fans, families with children, and anyone with mobility challenges. The new system of escalators and elevators completely changes that experience. It's not just about convenience, it's about inclusion. It's about making sure every fan, regardless of age or physical ability, can enjoy the matchday experience without unnecessary obstacles. Now let's talk about the weather. Because it hasn't been kind, rain has dominated the construction site for several days, and normally this would slow progress significantly. Construction sites often shut down during heavy rain due to safety concerns, equipment limitations, and the difficulty of working with certain materials in wet conditions. But here's what's impressive. The intensity of work has not dropped at all. Workers have continued adjusting and fixing parts of the metallic frames that support both the rock wool insulation and the exterior slats. These frames need to be perfectly aligned, not just for appearance, but for long-term durability and safety. Every frame, every bracket, every connection point is being checked and rechecked. This is precision engineering at a massive scale. And doing this work in the rain makes it even more challenging because wet metal can be slippery, measurements can be affected by temperature changes, and visibility is often reduced. At the same time, work continues on the concrete terraces, ensuring everything matches precisely with the metal structures. This kind of coordination is extremely demanding, especially under wet conditions. Concrete work is particularly sensitive to rain. Too much water can compromise the mix, affect curing times, and create surface defects. Yet the teams are pushing forward, using protective coverings, tents, and specialized techniques to keep the work progressing without sacrificing quality. And between the tiers, glass installation for VIP boxes is advancing beautifully. These glass panels add a premium look to the stadium, and their alignment between structural elements shows just how detailed this phase of the renovation has become. Installing glass in wet weather is extremely delicate work. The panels need to be cleaned immediately, seals need to be applied carefully, and any moisture trapped in the installation can cause long-term problems. The fact that this work is continuing successfully despite the conditions speaks volumes about the skill and dedication of the workforce. This is no longer about heavy construction. This is about refinement. This is about transforming raw structure into a finished, world-class venue. So where does that leave us? Phase 1C is approaching a decision point, and all signs suggest that once the necessary circulation improvements are made, approval will follow. Ground-level circulation is being refined every single day. Sensitive works are happening even days before a match, showing the incredible adaptability of the construction teams. Escalators are finally operational, transforming how fans will move through the stadium. And despite poor weather, progress continues across all levels, from the facade to the terraces to the VIP installations. This is the most intense phase of the renovation, where deadlines are tight, pressure is high, and every small detail matters. But it's also the most exciting phase, because this is where we start to see the new Camp Nou truly take shape. The next few weeks will be critical. We're likely to see major announcements regarding Phase 1C. We'll see more areas open up. We'll see the stadium become more functional, more beautiful, and more ready to welcome the world. From here on, changes can happen very quickly. One day can make a huge difference. A single approval, a completed section, a new feature coming online. Any of these can shift the entire timeline forward. So make sure you keep your notifications on, because Camp Nou is moving closer step by step, day by day, to becoming the home we've all been waiting for. This isn't just a renovation. This is the rebirth of an icon, and we're witnessing it happen in real time. Visca Barça.